Hey everybody, it's Reckless, and welcome to Breaking the Fourth Wall. So, in this video, what I want to do is go over all of the noticeable changes that came in patch 2.4.0 for Destiny that was released on September 8th, 2016. Now, like I said, I'm going to be going over all of the noticeable things, so things that I noticed. Now, not everything that I say will be, not everything that I've noticed is actually everything that everybody knows or whatever, but you get the gist of it. So as you can see from this screen, you can see it says Destiny Rise of Iron, press X to play. There's new music in the background. It's pretty cool. This is the actual patch that was preparing for the Rise of Iron. I'm pretty sure there's going to be another miniature patch when the Rise of Iron launches. That way it unlocks all of the other features and all that wonderfulness. So real quick, if you guys actually want to find out what's going on in the patch notes, you guys can actually come down here to the bottom and actually click on this. It will bring you to the Bungie.net website, and it'll bring you directly to patch 2.4.0, and you guys can actually read about that. Or you guys can actually wait until I finish making the video for it, and I will also be making another video specifically about the weapon tuning. Now, the patch notes actually has a section in there about weapons, but I'm actually going to save all of that for the weapon tuning video. Several things that I noticed just about this screen alone was if you look towards the sun, you can actually see it a little bit better. It looks a lot fuzzy or hazy, or it looks like there's like a lot of noise in the background. And I don't mean like noise that you can hear. It's like electronical interference type noise. But that just may be just me, or it could be the patch. And if it is the patch, hopefully Bungie fixes it, and we can go from there. Another thing I noticed on this screen is that my clan tag is now gone. I'm pretty sure they're gonna implement that as soon as the patch actually. As soon as the Rise of Iron actually launches. So let's get into the set destination and everything that's here. Now, the Rise of Iron prelude has been added to this wonderful screen, and right here you can see all the features that come with the Rise of Iron: the new story campaign, armor and weapons, raid, strike, playable zone, social space, crucible mode and maps, and also new enemies. Now, if you have not purchased the if you have not purchased the Rise of Iron yet, you guys can actually click this and you can pre-order it, or if you guys already have a code, you can actually enter it here, but I'm pretty sure we won't get that code until the Rise of Iron launches. Also, in this screen, you can actually watch the Rise of Iron trailer, from which we are about to do right now.
We thought we were indestructible. The Lords of Iron. We swore we would do anything to protect the last city. Some of us paid the ultimate price. I am all that remains. Stand with me, Guardian. It is time to avenge my brothers and sisters. Prove yourself worthy, and the Iron Lords will rise again.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, every time I see that, I get more hype and hype for this expansion. But yeah, Destiny 2 is coming next year, so definitely hyped about that as well. Now, the next thing I actually want to go over for changes is Planet Earth. The Plague Lands as well as Fellwinter's Peak has both been added, and looks pretty badass, actually. There is no other added spaces to any other place, not even the Dreadnought, for the Rise of Iron, so it's pointless to even look at those. As for the Vanguard playlist, well, Vanguard Strike playlist, I guess, we do have a Rise of Iron node, as well as the Taken King has taken the top, the top nodes and the far left node but not the bottom one. Oh, also the whoops. Also, the background actually changes with every time you click on the Vanguard Strike playlist, which I thought is pretty cool. One of the two are going to actually change. As for the Crucible, new layouts, and also just like the Strike playlist, the Crucible playlist background changes as well. So I think that's pretty cool. Now let's actually get into the characters. So we're going to start with the roster first. Now, the roster side, it's been broken up to 3 sections. The game, friends, and clan. Now, as for game, this is everybody who's actually in the game or the same area as you. This used to be on the right-hand side, but now it is on the left. However, this is everyone who's in the game or area with you, or everyone who's in your fire team. Obviously, you have all your friends. That's a lot of friends on this list. God. And then you have your clan. Now, as you can see, the clan list is unavailable, and it will be available once the Rise of Iron is actually released. So I guess you can stay tuned for that, and you can actually see that happening. Next, we have progress. So starting from the left-hand side, we have all of your record books. You have your Rise of Iron record book, and once the Rise of Iron is actually released, then we can unlock that. But as of right now, this is all we can see. There is obviously nothing completed, so yeah. And then you have your SRL record book. Mine is completed 100%, as well as my Year 2 Moments of Triumph record book, which is also completed. Now, the quests remain the same in the same area. However, the bounties and the reputation has switched spots. Bounties are at the bottom, reputation's on the right-hand side now. One thing I did notice about this, and I actually got kind of frustrated about this, is the Iron Banner bounties that I had and completed but did not turn in was taken away from me. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty salty about that. Because obviously it took a while to get those done. But whatever. So the bounties are on the bottom now, and the reputation is on the right-hand side. Now, as for your characters, now my character screen is a lot different than when you first update your PlayStation or your Xbox to update 2.4.0, because all of the nodes and all this stuff is not, how do you say, it's highlighted green as if you need to like press the nodes again, but you actually don't. However, one thing I did notice is the ghost. So this is the sunlit shell. You can see it, right? Pretty cool shell, okay? This is the consumed shell. You can see it, right? This is the generalist shell, and there's a reason why I'm showing you the generalist shell. So this is what the generalist shell looks like. And the thing that I noticed is the iron shell has changed, and not for the better. So the iron shell looks exactly like the generalist shell, sorry, except for it has these 2 fins at the tops and bottoms. But the iron shell, as you could tell from the picture, is actually supposed to be green. So that's, I'm guessing, a bug that came in with the patch where it took the color of the iron shell away. Now, I know that there is another ghost shell that is coming out for the Rise of Iron, and it actually looks pretty badass. But that's just something I noticed with that. As for the inventory, the materials and consumables have been pushed out to give room for the ornaments. Now, you can only hold 12 ornaments at once, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more ornaments than just 12, because you have exotic ornaments, and actually as of right now, each gun, each exotic weapon that has ornaments has spots for 2 ornaments, and those ornaments are different ornaments. So is definitely something we're going to have to go after, as well as any other gear that requires ornaments. Truthfully, I feel that 12 isn't really enough. You could have at least added one more column or at least one more row, but that's just me. As for the settings, I don't think anything has changed in them. I really think all these are the same. Audio. If something in the settings has changed, then let me know in the comments below. But I really don't see anything in the settings that have really changed. One thing I wish that had changed with the Rise of Iron is a higher sensitivity, because I only have sensitivity 10. I know people like, what do you mean only have sensitivity 10? But sensitivity 10 still isn't enough, or at least I feel it's not enough, and a lot of people can agree with me who play PvP. As for controller behavior, this is what all that is, and then accessibility, this is still all options that I guess we're still here. So, with all that wonderfulness said, let's actually head to the tower and go to the changes that are there. So, now that we're at the tower with the Rise of Iron, it's a lot easier to see at nighttime, but it's a lot harder to see during the day. Now, you can actually see that cold draft actually coming. Hey, look, it's my ship without me in it. You can actually see the cold draft, and I wish it was a little bit darker nighttime, but you can actually see the cold draft coming through the tower, and that's pretty much one thing that they added for that. And you can actually see it better coming from the bottom up towards the tower. Now, two things that I noticed with vendors, or at least vendors that actually sell something, is that first with the gunsmith, the gunsmith now actually sells armor materials as well as weapon parts. With the Rise of Iron, after a patch, he sold weapon parts. I'm sorry, with the Taken King, he sold weapons parts, but now with the Rise of Iron, he is selling armor materials as well. Eris Morn no longer sells Crota's Bane rank 2 class items. Instead, she only sells the faction packages for 25 Wormspore. And unfortunately, we still can't buy Wormspore from anybody. So, another thing that I noticed with the Rise of Iron is after you rank up your faction, you can actually preview the faction packages, and you can see everything that's inside of faction packages. Also, you can see the vehicles for the factions. And this is the Dead Orbit Speeder. And all of these speeders for the factions have destabilizers, which allow you to do tricks and rolls and all that wonderful stuff on your speeders. And this is what the new Monarchy speeder looks like. Again, has destabilizers. And this is the speeder for Future War Cult. Not gonna lie, it looks pretty badass. I think it looks like the best out of all three, but that's just me. Now, the last thing I actually want to go over is all of the exotic weapons that have a spot for ornaments. And as of this video, Bungie has only released information about 10 of them. 9 of them I already have, but that last one is the new, how do you say, the new machine gun. I know it says it has Nemesis in the name, but yeah. So the very first one is the Zalo Supercell. You have Not a Toy. And then you have Shock Hazard. Looks pretty cool. Next is the Monte Carlo. We have Super Spy. And then we have Royal Flush. Next exotic is the Hawk Moon. We have Carrion, like a little blood splatter with a wood pistol grip. Looks pretty nice. And then we have Moonglow. Whoops. Moonglow. So makes your Hawk Moon black, the feathers gold, and you got a little ace of spades on the actual pistol grip. For some reason it's not staying, and it's kind of annoying. Next is the Mida Multi-Tool. We have Special Ops, which I think is amazing. And then we have Arctic Survivalist. And that is all for the primaries. As for specials, we are going to start with the Telesto. We have Queen's Command. And then we have Lingering Vestige. Or Vestige, however you want to pronounce it. Next is the Invective. First one we have is Storm's Reproach. Gives it like that lava feel to it. This is another one that doesn't want to stay that well. And then we have Iconoclast. Jesus. Couldn't even just think of an easy name for these things. And the last special that is available, or at least currently available for some people, that does allow ornaments is our wonderful Trespasser. This is the Fallen Assassin. And this is the Crucible Assassin. And I will say it looks pretty badass. If you guys want to know how I got the Trespasser already before the Rise of Iron, I will put a link in the description below. That way you guys can check that out. But this exotic sidearm is pretty badass. Now, as for the heavies, there's only one heavy currently that is available that has ornaments, or allows ornaments, and that is the Truth. We have Heart of Gold, which pretty much turns your Truth gold. And then we have Prototype. Now, like I said before, there is that other exotic, what is it called? The other exotic machine gun, the one with Nemesis in the name, that allows the ornaments. However, it's not available right now to actually see. Also, somebody has said that the Gallowhorn will also have ornaments. I highly doubt that, given that the Gallowhorn is going to be two different versions. They wouldn't put. I feel that Bungie wouldn't give the G-Horn any ornaments if they're giving you two different colors, like they did with the Soros. So that's up for debate. So real quick, I actually lied about those last exotics that actually has ornaments, and there was one more besides the Nemesis Star, which was the one I couldn't think of the name, and the other one was the Kvostov, and it is the new Kvostov 7G Tech 0X. So this is what the Nemesis Star looks like. It has Silver Bullet as well as Meteorite. And the Kvostov has Last Warmind and Bureau of Aeronautics. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. If you feel it was helpful, please feel free to share it, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Reckless, and remember, own your success, and I will see you guys next time.